Out of all of this, we can say that there are two main characteristics that define social facts. The first is that they're external and objective. As Durkheim says to illustrate this, and I'm quoting Durkheim, when I perform my duties as a brother, a husband, or a citizen, and carry out the commitments I've entered into, I fulfill obligations which are defined in law and custom, and which are external to myself and my actions. Even when they conform to my own sentiments and when I feel their reality within me, that reality does not cease to be objective, for it is not I who have prescribed these duties. I have received them through education. Here, Durkheim is definitely saying that we do not create the obligations that we ourselves are expressions of, that even if we feel deeply that the obligations that we have, that the actions that we perform, that what we do is what we want to do, we are not the author of those sentiments. In fact, they are prescribed for us, and we have learned them through, as Durkheim says, our education, through being socialized into a particular society. The second characteristic of social facts, according to Durkheim, is that they're coercive. They are obligatory. They exert normative pressure over us. And here I quote Durkheim again in explaining what he means. If I attempt to violate the rules of law, they react against me so as to forestall my action. If I do not conform to ordinary conventions, if in my mode of dress, I pay no heed to what is customary in my country and in my social class, the laughter I provoke, the social distance at which I am kept, produce the same results as any real penalty. I'm not forced to speak French with my compatriots, nor to use the legal currency, but it is impossible for me to do otherwise. If I try to escape their necessity, my attempts would fail miserably. So here Durkheim is telling us that it's not just rule of law and the penalties that are inflicted on us if we violate the rules of law, but things that are much less well established with much less clear penalties, the norms that we all live under. If we dress a particular way, if we fail to use the language that everybody expects us to use, if we do certain things that violate what is expected behavior, we will suffer the consequences. We may not be jailed, we may not be fined, but people around us will certainly behave in ways that are difficult for us to deal with or that make our lives less pleasant than they normally might be. And as Durkheim says, it's next to impossible to escape these obligations. In the next 3 video clips that I provided for you, 2 from Larry David's work and a third one that shows a breaching exercise. In all 3 clips, we've got really good examples of violating social norms and some of the consequences of doing so.